Welcome to Optimal Timelines. I am your guide, Sean, in helping you to connect to your most optimal future timeline. So it's that time again. It's time for our monthly Tarotscope readings for June 2022 for the North Nodes by sign and house. Now, if you're unfamiliar with your North Node, there's going to be a link in the description box below where you can get some more information. And again, the reason I use your North Node by sign and house as opposed to your sun, moon, or ascendant sign is it's recognized in astrology that your North Node is your North Star. It's the path that you should be moving towards and learning in this lifetime. So let's get started on the readings. This is going to be your monthly Tarotscope reading for June 2022 for everybody with their North Node in Virgo and or the 6th house. And while I'm shuffling, connecting to the energies, I want to invite you to take some deep breaths, relax into the reading, close your eyes if you're able to, and just open yourself up to any of the messages that will be most relevant for your life. So I'm going to connect the energies and we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, North Node in Virgo and or the 6th house. Okay, so the spread on this side of the table represents the first half of the month from the 1st to the 15th, and then this side represents the 16th of the month to the end. And I did a book divination for all the North Nodes again this month with the great book Astrology for the Soul by Jan Spiller. And the message that came for you this month, North Node in Virgos and or the 6th house, is bringing order to chaos. Bringing order to chaos. Many of you throughout your life, it's almost like you've had to deal with lots of messy situations. Okay? Messy emotional situations, physical situations, just like, messiness because of that South Node in the 12th house and or Pisces. You're coming from very intense places in past life. And when people have this North Node in Virgo or the 6th house, a lot of times there's like a lot of messy situations they have to deal with. And so one of your tasks in this life is bringing order to different chaotic situations in this lifetime. Much like, you walk into a room or a workspace or whatever, and it's chaotic and messy. And how good does it feel to go in there and bring it to order. You throw out the trash that's in there. You're bringing order to that situation, and it feels good. That's what you're doing in your life, in this lifetime, in all aspects. One of the first ways this is going to play out this month is, the first half is, I feel like there is an emotional situation in your life that is very messy, okay? And it's been very messy. And it could also be things like confusion, on all levels, confusion, possible like depression. There could be, but there's an intense, and it has to do with a relationship in your life, okay? And the confusion is what way to go. Like, it's almost like, again, using the analogy of walking in. Sometimes you walk into a situation, like we'll say a room again, like that analogy, where you're just like, where do I start? Where do I start with this? Okay. And that's kind of what we're talking about with this emotional situation. It's like deciding on what direction to take. And here's the key. In this situation, and in most, if not all, emotional situations, you have to look at what is it that you want to happen. Or to be more clear, what is it you want out of life? Like, what is it you're trying to accomplish? What are your goals and your end goals? Because, for example, again, with the analogy we're going to go to with the room, you're looking at a situation. If you're looking at a room and you're like, okay, what is this room going to be? Is it going to be a workspace room? Is it going to be an entertainment room? Is it going to be a bedroom? Or what is, that is helping you decide what items to keep, what items not to keep, how to clean it, how to approach it, okay? That what you're doing is the key for you in this emotional situation is, what is it that you ultimately want out of life? What is it you desire? What is it you desire out of this situation? That will help you make an emotional decision of which direction to take. For each of you, it's going to be different depending on what it is you want out of that situation. That's how to gain clarity of this situation, or any emotional situation, is what is it you're looking for? Then you know where to begin. So, for example, if it's a work relationship and there's this messy emotional situation, you want to be able to keep your job and have a stable job, and be able to move forward and do your work. Okay, so knowing that, you now can make the proper decision. If it's a romantic relationship, you're like, okay, I ultimately want to have a life free of overcomplicated drama. And for example, if you're dealing with someone, let's say an addiction, I don't want to be with someone who is addicted to a substance. Okay, well, then the decision you have to make. Then you're like, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. They need to make these changes. These are just examples, okay? But what you're doing is you're seeing what it is you want out of the situation, and then you're able to make the appropriate decisions, okay? Without knowing what you want, it's like, you have the moon here, you have the reversed Ace of Cups. Emotionally, it's all over the place. There's things that are hidden, and it's almost like, it's like feeling around in the dark, okay? And stabbing in the dark of like, where do I go? Like, so that's the key, okay, in this situation is, and it's going to be a tough situation you're going to have to deal with. You may have been dealing with it for a while. It could be like, there's certain decisions, that you possibly have to make, and, they're tough. But like, as I said, for each of you, it's going to be different. Is it in a romantic relationship? Possibly. Is it work? Is it family? Is it friends? However that is, okay, it's finding out what you want and applying that. And then when you do that, you can begin to clean it up. It's going to take time. Like any big cleaning project, you just take it in steps. You just keep moving forward on it, okay? This is the test for you. You're bringing order to a chaotic situation. You're bringing order to your life. That's why routines, schedules, all those things are really good for you in this lifetime. Structure is really, really good, okay? But that's the key to get out of that. Find out what you want, and that'll help you make the appropriate emotional decisions. Now, the second half of the month, okay, again, we have the Five of Wands reversed. We have a chaotic situation, okay? And your goal may very well be the Ten of Cups, where you're looking at, emotional happiness and order, okay? How are you going to get there? One of the things that has to happen too is, and this is the other part of this equation, is the way you bring order to chaos. And I feel like a lot of this is you first have to have, or attempt to have, an uncluttered mind, okay? And an uncluttered mind leads to uncluttered emotions, okay? In this case, what I'm seeing is, you have the reverse Nine of Swords, okay? There is, what did I write down? Anxiety, something about anxiety. Turning anxiety into productivity. Have you ever heard somebody who says, when I'm feeling anxious or whatever, I'll go to the gym and work out, or I'll go for a walk, I'll walk the dogs, or, excuse me, I'll clean a room. And that's part of the key, is it'll help you to think, because part of getting an uncluttered mind and getting out of anxiety, because I feel like that's there's something that's this second half of the month that is a chaotic situation, and it could be internally in your mind, or it's affecting your mind in some way, okay? The way to do that is to turn that into productivity, taking little steps, even if it's like, I'm just going to take a walk or something like that, or whatever it is that is going to help you, because productivity in this lifetime is really powerful for you, and because at the end, you're taking that emotional, mental energy and you're focusing it into accomplishing something. And at the end, not only are you getting the therapeutic value of, doing whatever it is you're doing that's productive, but at the end, you're getting the great feeling of like, wow, okay, I got that done, that one little thing done, organizing the garage, cleaning out your car, whatever it is, for you. But in some way turning that, and that could be, or going to the gym, or, just walking or something like that, okay? And that is really one of the keys to help you. So those two keys in emotional situations, chaotic situations, what is it that you want out of the situation, out of your life? How do you want your life to look? And then in situations where you have anxiety, which could also apply there too, is turning to productivity, and also asking yourself, what is it you want out of that situation? But always looking toward the future and pulling yourself out of the situation. Because when we're dealing with your South Node, which is the 12th house in Pisces, it's almost like, at its worst, it could be like you're feeling like you're drowning in, the ocean of consciousness, and sometimes you have to like extract yourself out of there, moving yourself out, getting that new perspective. And that's really what this is. The Hangman reverse is getting yourself seeing yourself in with a new perspective. And turning anxiety into productivity helps you do that, as well as pulling yourself out of the emotional situation by asking yourself what it is you want to accomplish. Yeah. And when you do this, you're going to find that you're able to really deal with things in your life. And, you know, I know a lot of you, I feel for you, because like you've gone through some really chaotic, intense things in past lives and in this lifetime, and they have not been easy. I understand that. But that is your task in this lifetime, is bringing order to chaotic situations. And you can do it by those, things that I was talking about. So you're being challenged this month to do this. The good news is, if you can use those suggestions that I said to help you navigate and get through this, you're going to feel like so much better. It's going to be a relief. The anxiousness will lift, and you're going to be in a lot better place. And it's something that's going to be ongoing. It's not only this month, but these are the keys for you moving through this and, bringing order to chaos. Sometimes bringing order to a chaotic life is simply physically just putting things in order. It's like a start, and then working on putting things in order in your mind, and it just helps with everything. So I hope this reading was helpful to you and resonated with you. Thank you so much for spending some time, for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. And yeah, if you could hit that like button, it really helps out. It takes a second. Much appreciation if you could do that, because it helps with the algorithms and growing the channel. And if you would like a personal reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Would love to help you out and give you more information on that. So again, thanks so much. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings.